Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, great to see everybody again. I'm just going through the pages. Hello, hello. Yeah, great. Let's start. Today, I actually thought I share something personal or more personal. Usually, the energies they give me amazing information, but today this appeared that I'm going to share about my last weekend. Um, yeah, so also the question came up last time, and I really enjoyed this question, or sometimes this week, do I only live in bliss or also do I enjoy food? And so I thought, to share a little bit about myself also can help to get an understanding of what I do because, I do very normal human life stuff. So I don't just live in bliss and meditate all day. So not at all. Yeah, so last weekend, my partner and two of our friends, we went to a very amazing concert in Italy, in Udine, of Eros Ramazzotti. And I don't know if you know him, he's a Italian singer. And he was around from like when I was little because my parents were already listening to him. And he's like, I don't know if you don't know him, he is, like this typical Italian man, very emotional, open heart, and yeah, a singer. And so the music is like that as well. So when you tune into the music, it just carries you away. It feels very nice. It's like it's high vibrational, even though I don't understand the lyrics, but just from the sound and the vibration that comes across. And it was very amazing because we were very late. So we were like 15 minutes before the concert started, only in like at the car park. Then went to the stadium. And it was really nice because there were no people, no lineup because we were so late. So everybody was already in the stadium. And then we went to our seats and entering the stadium from before you enter the stadium, there is usually like this area where you can buy drinks and food and stuff like that. And there were hardly any people. And then we went into the stadium and it was full with people and there were 21,000 people. So that's a massive amount of people. And I'm not sure if I've ever been exposed to so many people in my life in one like area or one space. And just the energy that came from these people was like amazing. It was so amazing because my usual experience is that I only experience the true nature. So when I'm around people and I'm even like at the airport or a shopping mall, I don't sense anything except for that everything is the true nature. So there is no difference. I don't sense any energies, nothing at all. But there, 21,000 people in one place and actually awaiting for the singer to come on stage and feeling, good. Everybody was feeling good. And it's not like a singer where people go who would drink alcohol and party. It's not like that, like he's like this love song singer, probably in that kind of way. Yeah, so the energy was just magical. And then when he came on stage and started to perform, it was also so nice to see because I thought before, okay, he's turning 63 this year and he started singing in the 80s. So how can you sing songs over and over again, like probably a few thousand times and still enjoy that, right? And then he came on stage and he was singing his songs and he was like really feeling every song. And what I saw is in his system, he's like channeling. So this is his way of expressing his highest truth in this life through singing. I don't know which level of consciousness he's in or how open he is in his like everyday life experience, but when he comes on stage and actually is singing, the heart is open, his whole system is open, and he's just channeling the music and he's basically sharing his soul with all the people. And this is why I got the information why he's so extremely successful, because there is like no limitations, there are no boundaries, no barriers. He's just there performing, he's loving it, it comes from the heart. And everybody in the stadium, people, they feel that, subconsciously, consciously maybe some, but mostly subconsciously probably. And people are opening up, and then they feel the music, then they're clapping and they're enjoying this. And like the energy in this stadium was so magical that I experienced what I would call amazing healing there. And it's not because anybody had the intention to do a healing or anything like that, but it's if you're in a space where hearts are open and so many people, are in a place of enjoyment, it's just a place where healing is happening. And I felt honestly so amazing after this event, and not just because of the music, but because of this amazing space that was created there energetically. The music was awesome as well. Yeah, so that was my experience, and I thought I'm going to share this because yes, the more people are in a high vibration. I mean, in that case, they were all in like this one stadium. It's convenient, but the more people are in a high vibration and do things that they enjoy, where the heart is open, whatever they need to experience, that their heart is open. The energy is amazing. Healing is happening for everybody. And yeah, so that was such a great experience. And now I listen to him all day long at home. I did before as well, but now even more. So yeah. Okay. That was my last weekend. Okay. Then thank you for listening, and let's start with the meditation. So, for people who have never been here before, what you can do is sit back, relax, meditate along. You don't need to do anything else. It's all about relaxing, allowing the energies to come in, allow them to transform your system, to work on your system. And what you can do is really just observe, allow them, surrender to them, and observe what's happening. And that's it. Very simple. Yeah, and there are a lot of beautiful energies present already. Okay. And this is recorded and will be uploaded later on my YouTube channel. And after the meditation, there is always time for chatting, answering questions. Yeah. Okay, let's start. I start with opening up the energy field. Bring in light. Then I expand the energy field. Expanding the energy field helps to hold more light in the system, and also more awareness comes with that as well. So I'm expanding. The energy field can always be more expanded. We can always carry more light. And light is higher information, and this information is transforming our system and also our life experience. And this is exactly what we want. Then I fill up the expanded space with light. Then I clear surface energies. Surface energies are all the energies that are on the surface of the system, of the human system, and create the main experience, thoughts, emotions, and other energies. And always when we move these energies aside or we clear them, what's behind there can come forward or can become the main experience. And it's basically just being. But I like to use a few words as pointers. So there is the silence, the stillness, the clarity, the peace. That's always there. And the goal is basically to have this present all the time, 24/7, so that it never leaves, even though emotions are surfacing, thoughts are there, all is happening, but within this expanded, infinite space of just being. And there is so much light entering our systems through the crown chakra, third eye chakra mostly, also other chakras. And the light is filling up the body, the energy body, and the area around us. Feels very nice, comforting and warm. So a feeling of well-being might be experienced in the body. And the body is relaxing more because the body really loves this feeling of well-being, like, so first it's the energy, but then the body becomes that. So it is well-being. So the body relaxes, it opens up, all the functioning, everything it's doing all day long. It's doing more harmoniously, in a more balanced way. This is natural, when we come into a state of relaxation, of openness, the body becomes more balanced as well. So it's also a very healing space for the body. to meditate with these energy transmissions. Yeah, and the energy that is present is working on the third eye chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra. Clearing the chakras and expanding them. And while this is happening, I'm opening up the central energy channel. So that more life energy can flow through our system. So life energy is life itself, and we are life. It's all the same. And the more life energy flows, the more energy we have available in the present moment, the more energy the body has. Also, we have for using our focus, for doing things, for healing ourselves. And the more life energy flows, the more we can live of our personal highest truth as well. Then I accelerate the flow of life energy from the root to the crown chakra. So maybe you can feel the energy flowing from the root to the crown chakra. I open up the central energy channel a little bit more. And more life energy can flow now. And then I dissolve the mechanism that creates a past and a future. Yes, the experience of past and future, if it's still experienced, is real, of course. But there is no past and future. There is only the present moment. And what we do is, and this just happens, it's just part of the human system, how it is functioning, but we want to upgrade it, right? We want to have it functioning in a more efficient way, in a also more truthful way. So when we have past and future still present to these experiences, our energy is scattered. It moves into past and future, usually all day long. So we hardly ever in the present moment. We hardly ever hear. So usually with thoughts and emotions, we think about what we're going to do, the future, I don't know, all sorts of different things, also the past. And then emotions are following, and there's this loop. And what we want is we want to experience the present moment. Then life is unfolding, of course, in the present moment. So our consciousness is reflecting life experience. The body is experiencing life. So only because we have a body, we can experience life as we do. And then we get the feedback from the body to what we're experiencing. Like, dislike, then also, of course, the thoughts, the other energies that are influencing the body are present. And the more we heal and clear the system, the experience becomes more quiet. So there's just less going on, becomes very simple. But still, the body is a feedback mechanism of what we experience in life. So when there is opening, expansion, that basically means what we are experiencing is resonating. And if there is contraction, the system closing down, then it means we don't prefer the experience. So if you are unsure about, for example, making decisions or, going back and forth with your mind, thinking about certain things, the mind can never figure out anything. The mind can't tell you what's good for you and what not. So what you can do is just feel into the body and see, is the body opening? Is there an opening happening? Is there an expansion, or is there just relaxation? It's also fine. Or is there contractions? The body basically says no. And this is how we can navigate through life in a, let's say, more upgraded way versus through the mind. So from the feedback of the body. Because we can only work with what we have available in the present moment. The more we heal and clear the system, the less feedback you will get from the body, because the body is freed up. So we're just moving through these layers, by the way. The energies are working on these different layers, what I'm talking about. And when the body is freed up, then just information surfaces. It does do that before as well, but we often don't hear it. We often mix it up with thoughts and emotions. But when the body becomes more quiet, it's very easy to see information. It's very easy to then act on it. And we are on this level right now. So beyond the contractions of the body or beyond the limitations of the body, still in the human system, so we're still working on that. And we're expanding the experience here, so that even though, there is still a lot, maybe stuff in the human body that causes the contractions, that, let's say, this experience becomes louder, more accessible, more understandable. So the information that comes from your beingness, from your field, from the intuition. And if we want to locate this right now in the body, I see the energies are mostly working on the solar plexus chakra. It seems there are the most blockages. To receive this information. And then when you do connect to this information and you see it, and then you act on it, and then you see, okay, this is actually easy. This is simple, because what I need to know comes forward right away. I just act on it and that's it. There are no limitations. There's nothing. Very direct, simple way. Then you stop buying into the thoughts and the emotions that are taking you away from your personal highest truth that's surfacing, or the information that's surfacing from your being. Because this is exactly what we want. We want to live from that information only, from that place. And I call it the personal highest truth, because everybody's truth is different. And there we can access it. And it's here right now as well. It's there all the time, but often beyond, or because of all the noise in the system, we don't really hear it. And so I pull this forward into your experience, this level, the level of truth, intuition. And I expand it everywhere in your field, so you feel this now as main experience. Yeah, and you can check in with yourself. How do you feel now? So I'm just going to use a few words to point into that direction, but there is like confidence, like this 100% knowing whatever is surfacing is truth. It doesn't matter what anybody else says or does. You have access to your truth is surfacing, and that's the only thing you need to listen to or follow. Yeah, and through that there's a lot of strength. And when I say self-confidence, so self-confidence is not so much about, ego confidence, but really like confidence from your being, from that level. Then there's also the experience you always live, you never die, comes with that. Intuition is just bringing this information also into the system. So when we live from intuition, it's just part of our truth. We always live, we never die. So we have access to that part of ourselves. And having access to our truth is so important, is the most valuable thing, because there is so much information out there, so many opinions from all different levels. And there is a lot of confusion, what to follow, what's right, what's wrong. And this is just so much noise, so much noise that keeps us from what's actually important. Being more of who we are, following our personal highest truth. And honestly, from that level, it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what science says. It doesn't matter what the news say. It doesn't matter what your mom says. And knowing yourself from that level and living from that level is the most powerful thing we can do as humans in this life. Maybe you can feel the strength of that, the power of that in every cell of your body. I'm expanding this experience even more. And I'm clearing, let's say, this pathway, intuition to your awareness. So if there are blockages there, we clear them now. Yeah, I just see quite a few energies surfacing. They're being healed by clearing this pathway, and it's really mostly energies around not feeling worthy and not thinking good about yourself, making yourself small, unimportant, thinking bad about yourself, not valuing who you are in this life. So this is all surfacing and can be cleared now. The only person who keeps us small is ourselves. Like, we do that. Nobody else can do that. They can try, but we're the ones who are actually then doing it. We're the ones who believe it. And when we come or experience our highest truth, no matter what anybody else says, nobody can take this away from us. We can't be manipulated. And then when we do live from that place, life experience changes massively, massively. So it's never about doing anything on the outside. This is what we're taught, right? Do as much as you can on the outside in this 3D reality so that your life is or becomes in a certain way. It's always about inner work, overcoming the limitations, and then the outside is following. So if you start living from your personal highest truth, valuing who you are in this life or in general, but also who you are in this life, the body, everything, like the human system, life experience changes so much to the better. So let's sit with this for the next 25 minutes in silence. The energies keep on working on your system. They keep on clearing limitations and pull that what we were just talking about, the level of highest truth, intuition. The energies help to pull it more forward so that it becomes your main experience, or at least that it becomes loud enough that you recognize it and you can start connecting to that information versus to other information. Okay, enjoy. We are finished. So that was lovely. Felt really, really good. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining. That was a very amazing meditation. Yeah, I always recommend doing the meditations, like the Thursday one, but also YouTube videos, for example, like around 3 or 4 more times. Just you'll see every time you do it, it feels a bit different. It can integrate into life experience a lot faster. So, yeah. Hi, Mandeep.
Hi, Eva.
Hello.
That was really relaxing.
Yeah.
Really calmed the system. It was almost like nodding off again. Really nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
And I wanted to ask, so if a child, I mean, they don't understand what's happening around them very much, like 3-year-olds, etc., and we play a transmission, does it work on their system as well?
Your internet connection is not so great.
Mm. Let me see. Is that better?
Or maybe it's mine, but yeah, it's better now. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So say there's a 3, 4-year-old around and I play a transmission. Does it work on their system as well?
It does work on the system, but it's very interesting. I've heard this from a few people, and also I experienced this with Serafina. Children are not as open, or not like it's a difference there. It seems like they need to be, uh, let's say, closed off for a certain amount of time to develop their humanness. And so they're open in a different way. I feel like with Serafina, like she's definitely not open up, like open to higher connection. Like she is open to her personal highest truth right now. So I definitely see that. But I don't see that she has like this higher connection. I think this is something that we probably develop later, or it opens up later, or it comes like forward more later, the possibility. Will it help? Yeah, absolutely. It always helps. So they just like it's always an offering. So the energies are always an offering. And they're if they don't take it consciously, then it's like always the soul level that decides, is there something that I can benefit of? If yes, then they can take it on. If not, then not.
Because I do play, the balance one where it's energetic detoxing. And I
Mm.
think that benefits everybody.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, absolutely.
psychology says the ego hasn't developed for babies and they need to still create that kind of the sense of who they are in the world.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so this is why I'm not 100% sure, because this work, what we do is, let's say it's not for babies, because they're in a different, uh, how to say this, in a different time of their lives where they need to develop different things. But in general, the energies, they're benefiting then in the way they need it. So yeah.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you. Hi, Jonathan.
Hi, Eva. Great to be with you.
Hello. Nice to
Couple
see
of
you.
questions. Yeah. Uh, so I'm getting one of your transmissions. I'm wondering, is there any, that you pay for? Is there anything that a person should do? Should you focus on it or do anything, or is it just happening in the background and there's nothing to do?
Oh, you mean next elevations?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Do you feel the energies? I don't remember. Are you sensitive to energies or not so much?
Well, that's actually my second question. I'm extremely sensitive to your energy when you do these Zooms. My
Hmm.
wife isn't. I'm wondering why, like, they blow me over and she doesn't feel anything. That's
Yeah.
That's one question. Then with the next elevations, I'm not aware of it consciously.
Mhm.
That's why I'm wondering if there's something to do there.
I mean, the energies just come in, like when you sign up, they come in, and it's really like here, but what you can do is just try and sit with it in silent and connect, like just with the intention to next elevations, and then you probably feel it, and then you feel how it feels, because every time we meet here, the energies are a bit different, feels a bit different, and also the next elevation has its specific feel. So you can do that, but in general, you don't need to do anything specific because the energy is just working on your system. So what is it exactly doing? It pulls you towards your personal highest truth. So if you, let's say, you gravitated away from your personal highest truth, so you're here somewhere and there is neutrality and the highest truth is up there, then first it pulls you back to neutrality and then it pulls you towards the personal highest truth. So this is the movement. And when you, let's say, are a little bit away, I'm not saying you are, but a lot of people experience this. So they have gravitated away from neutrality. And then moving back to that place brings up a lot of stuff. There's a lot of healing involved. So at first, stuff is surfacing, fears, sleepless nights, sweating at night. I don't know. It can come from the level of the body. It can just be emotional, or none of that at all. Like really everybody's different. But this is when people like actually have quite intense experiences. And when you are at neutrality, or when you are there, and then you pull towards the personal highest truth, then it's already, the system is quite open. There is not so much there to heal and clear anymore. And then you just see like this. The highest truth is basically, I mean, what was part of this meditation today? First of all, what's coming from the inside, access to that, and then also like the highest potential is then available, and then things are just coming in, so effortless basically, and you just need to act on it, whatever is coming, and yeah, so life experience just changes in a very amazing way, and then also the access to your true nature, becomes uh, stronger, or that's the pull as well to the true nature. So yeah, so just observe this over the next month or two and see how things are changing. But if you don't feel the energies, I recommend just sitting and then connecting, and then you'll feel them.
Mhm. Do you
Yeah.
have a theory as to why some people like feel the transmissions like I feel real strongly and my wife does not? Why the difference?
Yeah, I mean, it just means that your system is more sensitive,
Hmm.
and yeah, basically so it's the nervous system needs to be yeah, more sensitive, or it needs to be, let's say, more receptive. And by doing this work over time, this usually happens for people. So maybe at first they don't feel anything, but if they still continue on, doing the transmissions over time, the nervous system can adjust, and then people start feeling it. And maybe she feels it, but she just doesn't know what to look for, because this can
Mm.
also happen. So, because, for example, okay, I feel a vibration in every cell of the body. I don't know how you experience this, but like some people feel heat, some people feel just like a tingling, some people feel there is more awareness suddenly there in certain areas of their being where it wasn't there before. So it really depends on, how what's her experiences when she meditates. Like, is there anything there? And if she experienced something, then focusing on this, because then it can become more of that. And every system is a bit different as well. So yeah, I just recommend, doing these meditations for a little time and then seeing how it unfolds.
Mhm. Okay. I
Yeah,
love them,
but
so thank you.
yeah, great, great. But I mean, usually for most people, it's really, they don't know what to look for, or
Mm.
they haven't developed the possibility yet to observe themselves.
Hmm.
Also possible. Yeah. So this is why it just takes time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank
Mhm.
you. Hi, Bo.
Hi, Eva. How are you?
Hello. Yeah, very good. How are you? Where you
Good.
are out there.
Thank you so much for the meditation today and the offering. It was lovely. I wanted to ask a personal question, and of course, like anything, feel free to share as little or as much as you feel called to. So you mentioned in your opening share that you were going to Italy with your partner. And over the past couple of weeks, I've been curious about what might your experience have been like moving through the awakening process while having a partner. I know that there are a lot of people that have kind of moved through the process to the degree of, I guess, where you are, however you want to call it. And a lot of relationships have fallen away, and there are differences there. I've heard you talk about it on a more general level, and I've experienced similar things within my marriage on both ends of the spectrum, ways in which the awakening process has really deepened connection and like opened up possibilities and have been super like beneficial for both systems, and areas where there's just like an aspect of the human experience is not available to me anymore in the same way that it is for my husband, and that can sometimes create some distance. So I'm curious just if you feel moved to share anything about maybe how that kind of thing has played out in your relationship with your partner.
Yeah, so first of all, my partner was a very large, how do you say this? Hang on, what's the word? Where's the word? No. Always when I got triggered by him, like the projection. So I projected everything onto him, so he was like,
like the mirror.
Yeah, exactly. And there were a lot of times when I wasn't really aware enough, or I couldn't, hold it back. And so, because a lot was surfacing, a lot was being cleared over the years, and so he experienced this directly as well. So this definitely happened. How did the relationship change? I actually have to think. I mean, because the system, like the experience of myself is changing, obviously the relationship is changing as well. And how I see this today, so I'm just going to start with how I see this today. So I'm 100% sure that we decided before we incarnated that we're going to have this relationship, and he's just going to be there and I'm just going to be there, and we're going to be together for a certain amount of our lives. I don't know for how long. And so this is something I've always kind of felt. Now it's very, very clear. Before it was there as well. And I feel that, there is a human cliche how a relationship needs to be. And let's also get rid of this cliche, because it's not always about like loving each other all the time and just being intimate and, I don't know, going on vacations. I don't know what people think, or need to have children. This is also conditioning.
Yeah.
So when we move away from this conditioning, we can just have a relationship that we prefer, that that we find is perfect, whatever that means. And for some people, it maybe means that, they live in different cities and they only see each other for, I don't know, twice a month. And for some people, it means they do everything together. Yeah, so that said, and my relationships, I actually have to think about it. So there were also times when I wanted to break up because I was projecting so much on him, and like everything that surfaced was like he was the root cause. I saw everything in him. So this is why I wanted to break up. And I remember this one time when I actually really wanted to break up. And then for him, it came basically out of the moon because he felt the relationship was great, like from his perspective, but because there was so much surfacing. Then of course we didn't break up, and yeah, I mean, what else can I actually share about that?
So maybe a follow-up question might be helpful. So for how was his experience, to the degree that of your
of the transformation. Okay. I mean, because he's not really spiritually interested, he knew, or he of course saw that I go and meditate every evening and that I went to retreats. But he's also a man, and he's not every man is able to express his emotions to that degree, and to sense. I mean, men here maybe more than men who are not meditating. So was he like? The thing is, we this okay. The better way I could describe it. Let's say there is the meditation part, the retreat part, the spiritual part of my life. And I didn't share this so much with him. He also wasn't really interested. And he has his part of his life, his work. He really is dedicated in, loves it. And so we both were living, these parts of our lives very separately. And then we also had a part that we shared. And we didn't really talk about meditation so much or his work so much when we in our shared time. And so I just did my thing and he just did his thing. And it's funny because I always wanted to have a relationship like that. So I always wanted to have a relationship where, like I'm myself, I do my thing, he does his thing, and we have like an overlap. And this is really how the relationship is. And now the overlap is actually has become a lot more because of the baby. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, he definitely noticed changes, but if you would ask him and if he could share something with you, I'm not actually sure. But it's different with my parents. They've known me all my life, and they see massive changes. Yeah, but they are also like more reflective in that way. I'm not saying that they're spiritual, but they have always done more inner work or kind of looked at these things. My partner's not so much like that. He's different. Yeah.
So that must have been very interesting with now your work is all around energy transmissions, right? And that
Yeah.
for somebody that's not like oriented in that way, that must be so like, what's that about? Right.
I mean, the good part is no matter what I'm doing, he always agrees with everything. He's absolutely fine. He's open for that. And this just shows me that we definitely signed up to do this beforehand. So he's just supporting my journey. I'm his journey. And I think this is what it's about. This is what a relationship is about, is supporting each other's journey and not like this human cliche, how a relationship needs to be. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. And it's also fun, when I'm with my friends and family, like in my everyday life, I never talk about this work. Nobody also asks, So um, I only talk with you here. Yeah. Hi, Carol.
Hi.
Hello.
Great questions. Thanks, everybody, for asking those. Wow, that was so interesting. Thank you for sharing, Eva. And I just wanted to share, how you say that the body is great feedback. And I'm just at a clinic, a very acclaimed heart clinic in this country, to get feedback, do diagnostic tests about my heart. And anyway, it was very interesting that I just finished all the tests and met with the doctor, and basically who said, I don't need to do anything other than what I've been doing. And which is like this work, with the energy transmissions and the supplements and those kind of things. And I was kind of shocked. I was like ready for I was going to have some big procedure or something. And like everything is okay. And I sort of feel like part of my journey with this, being here and going to different places, is to just share whatever light is within this system with other people who really are in such these challenging medical conditions, but not holding myself or others as like sick, other than we're just humans having, I don't know, whatever experience we're having. Kind of like what you're describing with relationships. So I just feel tremendous gratitude, and I just wanted to share that, with this community that, yeah, body is a wonderful feedback system, and even working with Western medicine, getting that feedback, just that kind of check was very helpful. I'm very grateful for it, and just grateful to be here and continuing with what keeps unfolding through what you're offering, Eva. So just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing, Carol. And I'm glad that your heart is okay and that what you're doing is paying off or working. So that's great. I'm very happy for
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Thank you for being here and sharing.
Yeah.
It's
Thanks.
beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, it's always lovely to hear. Yeah. Hi, Nahuel.
Hello, Eva.
Hello.
What a beautiful, beautiful meditation and questions. So I wanted to share a dream that I had last night because you were in the dream and you were my family. So you, my mom, and I had died, supposedly. It felt like very real, right? Everyone was saying, okay, you died. And I couldn't believe that because I felt very alive. And so I went asking, they told me there was an angel living in, because there were many rooms. So I went to the room where the angel was living. And so it looked pretty human. She was ironing her clothes. So am I really dead? And she said, yes, you are dead. So I couldn't just stay with that answer. So okay, I'm going to ask Eva. And so I went to your room and you weren't there. So I saw my family crest in your room. And then you arrived and I wanted to ask you, so are we really dead? And you said, yes, we are dead. And how come you were able to bring the family crest here? And you said, I'm always ready. So yeah, I went outside and there was a lot of greenery and grass and these strings where people hang their clothes. And so, okay, I'm gonna see what I can do being dead. And I jumped and I couldn't stop. I kept rising and rising and I wouldn't come down. And suddenly I felt a little bit overwhelmed and pure seeing. Like there was an overwhelming sensation, but also I was just seeing like an airplane. So there was kind of an expansion there. And I was wondering, what was that? Or why would I dream that? Right. And maybe you could help me out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, thank you so much for sharing such an interesting dream. The first question that arose for me is like, how did my room look like? I don't know why, but this is the question
It was like a pretty elegant hotel room.
all right.
Very luxury.
Yeah, that sounds like what I like. That's good. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, you know what? This I can always share the same thing. Experiences are always unique to the experiencer, so I cannot say what this exactly means. But interesting when you like rose and then like you went into a position that doesn't feel normal. So, as human, you would jump and fall back down, and in that dream, so as spirit, you rose, and then it felt uncomfortable. And this is it's a limitation that. So what I see is when we die, we take limitations with us. And when we are in the spiritual realms, then when we just spirits, we still carry the limitations, and then we reincarnate from this limitation. And so this is why we die. We have the limitations and we incarnate with the limitations, and then we can, work on them in this life. And if they're cleared, then we don't have them anymore when we die and come back. And if we we die and we still have them, we have to work through them again. And this is why people incarnate over and over again until they see through this illusion, because the illusion is also there on that level. The illusion is also there on the level where we dead.
Astral realms.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So this just came to mind. This is what I can share. Next time, just allow yourself to fly off and see what happens. Yeah. Move over this limitation of the body,
Yeah,
of the body or of the
strings.
known. Yeah.
Yeah. I even took the strings with me.
Okay.
It feels like maybe that was also a limitation, right? When we put on the clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Eva.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. Very interesting. Hi, James.
Hi, Eva. How are you?
Hi. Very good. How are you?
Great. Yeah, good. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, great. Lovely sharings on there this evening. So there is. And I just had a question, Eva. It was about a basic question. The enhancers. Yeah. And I was thinking about it. I know I got your email as well. Thanks. You had one for people that are on it a while. And I was thinking about it, and I saw your latest one. But I mean. Yeah, I was tempted to try it already because and ironically, the abundance one is like that's a little bit more, and it was like ironically saying, well, just where I'm at with my finances at the moment is going, okay, wow, I have to be sort of responsible now, not start to put little bits, and but I guess that's the irony of the abundance one, isn't it? Because it's there to change some mindset you have. It probably helps change some mindset, but then ironically, when you're looking at it, going, geez, now that I better be, I have to be mindful here. And so I guess I was just asking. I don't know what I'm asking really. It's just uh, little leaps of faith.
I mean,
Isn't it?
what I can share is this is with all the enhancers. It's gonna remove the limitations around the theme. So
Okay.
when it's abundance, it's definitely, it might bring up stuff. And when you already look at it and it already brings up stuff, is actually very interesting, It brings up
Yeah.
already the limitation.
Yeah. You're already going deepen. Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Then the small one. Okay, yeah, we could squeeze that one in there. So and then you're going the abundance one's a
Yeah.
little bit more. Yeah, it's small stuff, I know, but still, I just wanted to bounce it off you just to get.
Yeah.
I guess I'm trying to make up my mind, give it a go
Yeah.
for a few months.
So
Cool.
first in the enhancers are gonna show us the limitations, but also at the same time, so especially the abundance one and then the health ones, I have programmed them a little bit more than the others. So meaning that I think it was like three feedbacks every week from life that you live in abundance. So that you actually get a feedback, like good feedback, whatever, however it's gonna manifest in your life experience. But this is the abundance one, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Someone's going to buy me a
Yeah.
coffee and it'll work up.
Yeah, anything really,
Yeah,
Yeah.
It might be physical. It might be.
And then when I want to share something about abundance, especially about money, because this came up in a meditation a while ago. I think I talked about it, but I think it's just so cool or so important that money is not ours in the first place, So it just comes so that it can go again. And if we see it that way, so it doesn't really matter what we have to pay for bills, fines, the grocery, vacation, then it doesn't hurt to spend it if we see it in that way. Because if we claim it to be ourselves, it's my money, I have to keep it, I have to save it, I have to look after it, if we make it ours, it's always pain. It always like has some suffering in it. But if you see money for what it is, it's its own thing, and it just comes and goes,
Cool.
then you can just let it go because it wanted to go somewhere else. It came to you because it wanted to, and when you need to pay a fine, it just wanted to go there. Like you don't need to be annoyed, for example, because you had to pay a fine because you parked the wrong car park or whatever. Just know the money wanted to go and that's it. And I just see this as being so freeing if we see money as that and not make it personal.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
what you just said actually. That's pretty cool. And I know there's moments when we just do that automatically where we just go, we know we get a feeling, no, I need to just roll that over there to wherever it needs to go. And and it's a nice feeling when that happens actually. It's like,
Yeah. And
yeah.
it also can come to you because we
Mm,
have so many limitations why we like, we only have limitations around money, or we only have a short we're only short on money because limitations are there. So, and also if we see it like not personal, then the allowance that money can just come and go is there as well. So you can actually receive it as well. And this is
totally.
specifically money. Abundance is a lot more than abundant money, but we talked about money now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, but thanks
Yeah.
very much, because I know I have limitations there. Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
always our limitations. Like
Mm,
it's only that. It's nothing else.
mm,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, I know I can feel it.
Okay.
Thanks, Eva. Thanks very much.
Great.
Good. I
Thank you,
thought I'd let
James.
you know. Bye.
Yeah. Let me know how it works. Hi, Sheridan.
Beautiful today, Eva. Actually, I have follow-up questions for both of your last two questions. So, Jane's question was really interesting about abundance. And so,
Yeah.
if you look at money that way, how do you feel about credit cards and credit debt?
I mean, the thing is, I don't have a credit. I mean, I have a credit card, but I don't have credit. So I never had to take on money in my life for anything. So I can't share from my personal experience. But I'd say that because this is actually a teaching I got from my dad. Never take on money. So this is actually something I listened to. This was a good one. No, anyways, money should come when you need it and then go when you don't need it anymore, or you spend it for whatever, you need to spend it, and then new money should come in. So basically, if you have to take on is it the word credit? Oh no, a loan. Is that what you're asking, right? Is that what you
Loan, or people overextend themselves either,
Oh,
with a home or with cars. I mean, nothing, usually you have to have some sort of credit or line of credit to like bring a house, a car, something, a
yeah.
large value item into your life. And so, I mean, and oftentimes then you have other debts that pile up around that. So it's an interesting thing when you think about it as money just, opening to the flow of money. But, so does taking on credit act as a block to that? I guess that's really what I'm asking.
I mean, the thing is, because this is what comes to mind first, in which country do you live? Because I'm just saying, I know, for example, in the US and Canada, it's very normal to have credit cards and to work with loans and stuff like that. And it's not so much, let's say, here in Europe, or maybe it has become more, but it wasn't like that. So it maybe had also to do with like where you live and what's like, you know, how people do things. And then I mean, basically what I see is from a neutral perspective, it's always about the flow of energy. So the energy comes and goes, comes and goes. So do I really have a better answer to that? No, because I don't know about loans and credits, to be very honest. This is just
Okay.
something that has never came into my life. I cannot share from my experience. And I also don't really get a seeing. So usually what I see is like abundance should be that it comes and it goes, and you shouldn't need to take somebody else's money for it. It should
Okay.
just come to you. But like I said, there is also this level of where you live and what the habit is in your country or in
Yeah.
because for
No,
some
I
they're
understand.
normal, it's just they work with loans, like some
Right.
people buy houses and then they sell them again, stuff like that. So um it's
Well,
really how
even
you
it,
work with it.
yeah, no, I hear you because I'm in the US and that
Mm,
is the system that we're in. And I mean, most actually, depending upon where you live in this country, it's going to dictate whether you can own a home or not. There are some areas of the country where it's just so cost prohibitive. You can't own a home. You just rent your space all the time. The other question I actually had, and it's a really quick yes or no, Noel's experience, could that have been an out-of-body experience? And the reason that I ask you that is because of the 360 view that came in. Sort of, so like she was actually her... Do you understand what I'm saying? Like she was out, her spirit was out of her body and maybe in the Akashic records and so when she had that 360, she recognized that that's where she was.
I mean, she said it was a dream. I don't know if Nahuel has out-of-body experiences and is aware of that. I have no idea. Are you? Okay. Yeah, so I guess she knows the difference or in her experience.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, it's all possible. The thing is, we go there, we have an experience, and then we come back, and then the experience is gone. So we can either take something from the experience or not. And then we come back into the everyday life experience, and this is what counts the most. Okay. So it's like an experience in meditation. So we have amazing experiences, we have seeings and so forth. We come back and we continue with our everyday life. We just integrate it. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, great. Thank you for your questions. Yeah, great questions today. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. That was awesome. The meditation was great. The conversations were great. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And yeah, looking forward to see you next week. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, Eva. Bye-bye, everybody.
Eva. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.